Hi guys, Wen here, Vaping Wen. It's Monday, and Monday blues has hit me so hard. As I'm recording, it's now 1:30 in the afternoon. I actually recorded the video blog once already this morning. I did that at about 9 in the morning when I just got up, just had my coffee. And it seems that I royally screwed that up. I don't know if it was really just Monday blues kicking in, or if the caffeine hadn't hit my brain yet. But I recorded the video, I edited it, I was rendering it, and just as I was uploading it to YouTube, I gave it a quick one over, and there were so many ahs, there were so many breaks in my speech. Even I couldn't stand it, so I saved everyone their mood. I just decided, screw that. If I can't stand it, you can't stand it. So I just binned that whole thing, and I'm re-recording. Boy, Monday, huh? Anyway. Hopefully I can remember what I was talking about this morning, and I won't miss out any key points. But since I have this in my hand right now, let's just talk about this. Since video blogs are all about what's gone in and gone out of the HQ and what's going on throughout the week. There, I did it again. I went Well, anyway, what I have in my hand today is a Chiyu. Let's get that to focus. Come on, focus on that nice logo. Aha, there you go. I picked up a full SS Chiyu. This is the 2013 version. There you go. This comes with a badge, but I did not get the sort of Four Seasons tube. I thought that, hey, I just want the Chiyu. I'm not interested in the tube as much. And the reason why I'm getting this, well, to be frank, there is no reason. Well, really, I had to let go of some of my more expensive mods. I most recently let go of my copper mod by the iron mod. I love that thing to bits. I absolutely loved it. It was such a solid performer. The only downside is that that batch was a hint under 22 millimeters. It wasn't a 22mm mod, it was a 21 point something mod, and that's because of some muck-up that happened during polishing, or rather machining. The iron mod told me himself that during the machining there were machining marks left on the tubes of his whole batch, so he had to polish them down a bit thinner to get rid of all that ugliness. But anyway, since I have sold that off, I won't be able to do a CopperX review unless Mr. The Iron Mod would like to send me one for review anyway. Fingers crossed. There I am doing it again. I'm umming. Well, since that's gone, I needed a sort of replacement mod, and I was lucky enough to get this way below retail. It's brand new, but it's old. Does that make sense? It's the old model. It's not the 2014 brush model. It's the 2013 polished model, but it's unused. And this came from a collector of Chiyus and whatnot. I think from his posting, he had like 10 SS Chiyus, 4 brush Chiyus. Who the heck needs so many Chiyus, right? I guess he realized that and just started selling them for cheap. But anyway, what I really hope to have one day would be a Nef-i top cap and Nef-i switch. I saw them on Facebook in the Anatolian Mods Facebook group, and boy, are those beautiful. They cost a pretty penny too. The top cap is $50, the switch is $65, and if you buy them in a pair, you get them for $100. But that's still $100 US. And since I'm earning Malaysian ringgit, it's quite expensive. I did this earlier, but I'm going to do it again just to get a quick conversion. That is $100 plus $15 for international shipping, and that comes down to 376 ringgit. That's before the obligatory PayPal charges and whatnot. I'm looking at paying 400 ringgit for a switch and a top cap. Honestly speaking, that's more than what I paid for the mod itself. So no go unless Anatolian mods, are you watching this? Send me some, please. So much shameless requesting going on today, huh? Okay, so I got this, and this morning I had the Typhoon GT mounted on it. Looks really nice. It would look nicer with a flat top. Hopefully I'm going to go and pick one up later today. So for now I'm just going to work with this regular top. I also took my iOS TD, put it into dripper mode. I don't even know how I have an iOS TD. I think it was one of those random purchases before. Now, no bullshit, no lying, this is a clone. I got it off Fastech. I think it was one of those random Fastech sort of binges that I have or had. And surprisingly, this works beautifully with the Chiyu. Well, not surprisingly, it's built for the Chiyu, but it threads well onto the original Chiyu. I put it through its paces. I did some scraping and none of the so-called plating came off. So I'm guessing this is stainless steel. I'm going to take a quick vape. As you can see, tons and tons of vapor coming out. I am vaping, or rather I'm dripping butterscotch by Double K. And this costs 50 ringgit a bottle, 45 ringgit a bottle. 45 ringgit a bottle. I am vaping the 9mg version. And I'll be frank, this is a bloody good tasting liquid on a dripper. In a tank, it does get a bit too rich after a while. Same goes for on a Jenny. But when you're dripping, it's fine. You just drip until you feel a bit sick of the richness, then you just swap to something else. You probably noticed that I don't usually drip either, and that's because I can never seem to set up a dripper coil right. But surprisingly, I got it right on the iOS TD after one whole night of trying. I even have some battle scars here and there where the kanthal sort of dug into my skin, and ugly story. But I'm pretty happy with the way this dripper is set up today. Nice vapor, nice flavor, but the iOS TD is a pain to set up in Genesis mode. I thought I had it yesterday. I was vaping on it, and suddenly it was just dry hit after dry hit. After some adjustments, it was flood after flood, so I got rid of that part, stuck with a dripper. And after a while, I just missed having my tank with me, because dripping is quite a chore if you're not a regular dripper. You always have to look around for your juice bottle and whatnot. I'm running this in 18650 mode with a Sony BTC4. This is a 30 amp. It holds 2100 mAh. It's not the new BTC5. Apparently the BTC5 also churns out 30 amps, but holds about 2600 mAh. I'm not that sure right now, but I'll get the details to you later. I'm running a Russian 91, which I polished. I got the sort of grey paint of it, literally out the box. I'm pairing it with a Pyrex tank, and that is because inside I am running haNuman. Oh boy, I'm so happy. If you have read the blog way back when I just started it, then you would have seen my review on haNuman. That was when I was still a new vapor. I was running that on my Aga T, I believe. And back then, my mind was just blown away by how good haNuman tasted. It wasn't the first banana-based e-liquid that I tried. The first one that I tried was Banana Dream by Mr. E, I believe. The second one was one from Tasty Vapor. The third one was something from China. I've tried a lot of banana-based liquids. I couldn't stand Banana Dream because of that anise hit to it. Anise? I think it was anise. So I stayed away from banana-based e-liquids since then, until a friend of mine introduced me to Nef-i, and Nef-i is the brewer of NNMN, which are actually initials for his name. He does a mean liquid called Phantom. It's blue, it's Granada based. There's also a version with absinthe in it, and he also does haNuman. haNuman is absolutely lovely. It's creamy, it's fruity. The aroma itself, I just love it. It's really one of those e-liquids which will always have a soft spot in my heart. I'm sure that you have e-liquids that have soft spot in your heart. For me, it's definitely haNuman. Now, let me just take a quick vape. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Ideally, if you do pick up a bottle of haNuman, in Malaysia, in retail stores, you can get it from Huff and Puff, or where else can you get haNuman? I think from some of the Facebook resellers. If you do pick up a bottle of haNuman, always make sure you give it a good shake. If the liquid looks cloudy like this, then it's not steeped optimally. It's still bloody delicious, but when it's steeped optimally, no matter how hard you shake, the liquid will remain clear. But be warned, it's not easy to get it to look clear. I believe you have to steep it for at least 2 to 3 months, and haNuman never lasts that long in my house. I think I only managed to do it once, and that was when I bought a 100 ml bottle. I put 30 ml into a smaller bottle, threw it into a cupboard, vaped the rest of it, forgot about the small bottle. During some spring cleaning, I found that bottle. I was so happy, and that tasted perfect. Now, haNuman is made for Genesis tanks, and that's because when the recipe was made, the K-Fun wasn't in existence yet. I believe over the months that have passed, the brewer Nef-i has picked up a K-Fun, and he has tweaked the recipe to taste awesome on silica or cotton, but I will give you more details on that in a review which I'll be doing for haNuman sometime this week, not today, because I have to spend more time doing another blog. But yeah, a review on haNuman is coming soon. What else can I talk about? What else can I talk about? The words were just that. I received this little Ego battery from a British company, or rather a company that's based in the UK, and that company is called Zero. Now, before you just go and say, that's just another Ego battery which is rebranded to be Zero, well, you're not entirely wrong. This came to me in a blister pack. It came with the battery, with a small mini Nova tank, and also with this interesting looking charger. If you have used an Ego before, then you can definitely tell this isn't the stock charger. This isn't even a USB interface per se. Now, if you're talking about traditional Egos, like this one, smooth bottom, the way you charge this is by screwing the tank off, taking the charger and screwing that in, right? If you have a more advanced Ego, like this one with a little screen on the bottom, allows you to sort of control your voltage, then you might have a USB port on the bottom. Now, for this device from Zero, all you have on the bottom is this interesting looking metallic plate. You see here? It's sort of brass color. And that is actually a magnetic charger. which you use together with this device. Now I'm just going to plug this in. Plug this into my USB. Okay, you see that green light? It's ready. So when you're on a charge, you just pop this in, you get a resounding click, the light goes red, and it starts charging. This is magnetic, so I can turn it upside down, I can shake it around a bit, and it won't drop out. I can just put it out, plain and simple like that. And I absolutely love this. You might be wondering, what the hell am I gushing about? It's just a bloody ego. But the truth is that for something as simple as an ego to incorporate wireless magnetic charging, I think that's bloody brilliant. It's something that we see, it's a technology that we see in mobile phones. Phones like the Nokia Lumias, phones like the Samsungs, they all have, well, they don't all have this functionality. The Nokias have them. I believe for Samsungs to use them, you need to add a sticky pad to the battery. But basically, this is stuff you see in mobile technology. And it would be bloody awesome. Again, I use that word. It would be amazing if somebody did pick up on this and incorporated it into maybe a DNA box. Don't you think that would be cool? You have one charging mat in your car, one charging mat at home. You're out vaping, get into your car, you just place the box onto the charging mat. It makes the wireless bridge connection and just starts charging just like that. Wouldn't that be great? HANA box, ADV, whoever out there who's listening or watching this, give that a try. You're welcome. Okay, I will be doing a brief review on that, but before I record that review, I'm still waiting for one essential piece of kit to arrive. Now, I ordered a pair of Aspire BDC BB-Noma minis. And the reason I'm doing that is because a lot of the stuff that I review on the show is rebuildable, it's mid-end. It takes a fair bit of vaping experience to know what I'm talking about. But there are a lot of guys who want to start vaping. They just don't understand what I'm talking about, maybe. Some people ask me if I only review expensive stuff, if I only review rebuildable stuff. And the answer is no. Even on my blog, I did do a sort of rebuild on a EVOD head. I rebuilt the EVOD head to run a microcore with cotton, which turned out pretty well. But what I'm trying to say is that I would also like to review entry-level things, devices which beginners can just go to a web store or a physical store to pick up and start vaping without all the hassle. And the reason I'm doing that is because not too long ago, I was in a vape shop, in a local vape shop, and I was quite, I wouldn't use the word disturbed. Disturbed is too strong of a word, but I was quite surprised that the guy behind the counter, or rather surprised at the way that the guy behind the counter tried to convince a smoker to start vaping. Basically, I was sitting at the counter with a buddy, and this gentleman walks in. He looks at us, acknowledges us, looks at the counter, and goes, "Okay, I would like to start vaping. What can you give me to get me started?" And instead of pulling out something simple like an Ego with a VV Nova head, the guy behind the counter pulls out a Chiu clone and a K-Fun clone. He proceeds to tell him that don't bother with anything else, just start with this, yada yada yada. If you have any problems rebuilding it, just bring it back here, I'll rebuild it for you and whatnot. Honestly, I had no problem with that, but personally, I would have rather have him, how would I say, I'd rather if he introduced something easier to use. And that's just based on my personal frustrations when I started vaping. When I was using an Ego, all I needed was everything in the box, plus a BB Nova tank, plus a bottle of liquid. 3 things, I was vaping. If it came with the battery, it came with a USB charger, so I didn't have to worry about anything else. But when this guy, he bought his beginner set from the vape shop, he had to buy the Chiyu, he had to buy the K-Fun, He had to buy a charger for the battery. He had to buy a battery. He had to buy silica. He had to buy Canthal, and he had to buy eliquid. So that's 7 things which unsupervised he probably wouldn't know how to work. Something as simple as filling up a 3.1 K fund from the top without it leaking is already a challenge for advanced vapors, people who haven't used K funds before. So I really cringe at thinking the difficulty that he might have faced during his first week or so. Now, why I would like to recommend easier to use gear, although they might not give you the robust vape that you get from a K fund or from a Typhoon, original or clone. We're not talking about that. But basically, the trouble that you get setting it up might just put you off vaping altogether. You're much better off using something simple, something like this, to be very frank. Yeah, you can easily charge it. You can easily fill up the tank. It's cheap enough for you to just either buy coil heads or just buy new tanks when the taste gets a bit off. And all in all, it does keep you on track to keep vaping. This is in no way an attack on the guy behind the counter. Who knows, maybe you don't sell egos, maybe you were directed to sell K funds, maybe you truly believe that a clone setup of a mechanical and a K fund would benefit him more. But this is just my school of thought and it's my opinion. Now I'm vaping an e-liquid that came with this Zero. It's this one here. It's branded Zero and it's a tobacco-based liquid, or rather tobacco-flavored liquid. There you go. Light USA mix. It's a 18 milligram PG-based tobacco liquid. And boy, is that harsh. The hit itself, the throat hit, is pretty decent. The flavor is pretty decent. It's a bit sweet, it's a bit mentholy, even though it's a light USA mix. But it's only after probably 15 drags, 10 drags that you feel the heavy nicotine. The first time I was puffing on this, I was puffing at it like a champ, going like, hey, no problem, 18 mg, you can't kill me. Little did I know, after 15 minutes of puffing, I just fainted on the sofa. Well, I didn't faint, I just leaned back on the sofa. The nicotine hit me hard. So guys, even if you're a beginner, even if you're a hardcore smoker, don't think that 2 packs of Daniels a day has conditioned you to straight up nicotine. It does take some getting used to. Even though it might seem weak at first, doesn't give you that sort of satisfaction at first, give it some time for the nicotine to actually kick in, and you might find that 18 mg is a bit too high, 12 mg just right. So that's gear. I've talked enough about gear. Earlier today, or rather late last night, while I was going through Facebook, I noticed that Alex Laszlo, he is the modder of the Red Rod, he posted up some sneak peeks of something very, very interesting. I think they're called the Red Rod Middle Way and the Red Rod Long Way. I actually did blog about this last night when I saw it. Yes, it's called the Red Rod Middle Way and the Red Rod Long Way. Let me just pull up the blog to get the exact measurements. Okay, it says here that the Red Rod Midway is an 18-490 tube and it only measures 59 mm with the top cap and switch on. Comparing that to the Red Rod, I'm pretty sure that the 18-490 mod will be bloody short. And just to make sure of that, I'm going to measure this. I'm just going to measure this patch tube with the top cap on. Give me a second. I'll get this Versa off. Man, this is tight. Never mind, let me just measure this part. PEPs tube with a switch without a top cap. Da, 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 da. PEPs tube with a switch without a top cap, that measured in at 75 millimeters. That's without the top cap. The red rod midway with switch and top cap will only measure 59 millimeters. Let's pull up 59 on the calipers, and that's about there. That's all it will measure. You know what? For posterity, I'm going to go out and bring in my PEPs. Then we can really get sort of an accurate depiction of. I got too excited to go and take out the PEPs tube that I actually cut myself off during that part. But anyway, I'm back. This is a GP PEPs 2.1 tube with top cap and firing switch attached. I'm just going to measure this. And this measures 60 millimeters. This is an 18350 tube, and it measures 60 millimeters. Compare that to the red rod middleway, that measures 59 millimeters, and that's an 18490 tube. Damn, that's going to be small. Besides the middleway, Alex has also shown us pictures of the red rod longway, and that will measure 75 millimeters. That's an 18650 tube, and comparing that to 75 millimeters on a Chiyu, it goes up to about there, up to about the middle of the logo. 75 millimeters is just a hair longer than the PEPs in it's the measurement of the PEPs 18500 tube with the switch attached. Damn, man. Alex, if I go broke in the next few months, it's gonna be because of you. The good news is, if you are a Red Rod 350 registered user, then you will get first dibs on these tubes, or rather, these tubes will only be offered right now. These tubes will only be offered to Red Rod 350 owners. I'm not sure whether they'll be on sale to non-owners. Is that the right word? To the public? Alex hasn't announced that yet, but I'm pretty sure, being a decent guy that he is, if the 350 owners don't pick up their tubes, then I guess he'll have no problem selling them out to other people. Alright, so that's another reason not to flip your Red Rod just yet. I absolutely love it. It's not with me right now, it's with a friend, but that has got to be my best buy of this year. It cost, what, 60 euros? Stupidly cheap. Performs like a champ. Okay, no more gushing about the Red Rod. What else can I talk about? Vape Fest. Malaysia had its second Vape Fest over the weekend. It was held at the same venue in Sri Kembangan. I didn't go because I don't really like things like that. No offense to Vape Fest, just that these sort of festivals don't really seem to do what I thought festivals should do, and that is to showcase new things, showcase prototypes, showcase new devices, be a launching pad for new devices or new products. It just seems like in Malaysia, regardless whether it's a Vape Fest or a PC fair, someone's baby's crying. But taking the example of PC fair, into the equation, it seems like vendors, IT vendors, like to use that as an opportunity to get rid of old stock, to do cheap sales, to do offers. And that's what I've been seeing on a lot of Facebook feeds regarding Vape Fest. It's been mostly the place to go to get discounted liquids and whatnot. No offense, if you are someone who went there to pick up discounted liquids, good for you, because you could get them at pretty decent prices. But for me, it's rather far, it's really crowded, so I decided not to go. Personal choice. I respect you for going if you did. No offense to you. It's just that I feel that Vape Fest could be so much more than it is. Okay, what else? In Malaysia, the Lotus clone has made its way to the market. If you don't already know, the Lotus is an 18350 size device. It became famous because it was purpose made to to hybrid with the K-Fun 3.1. With the Lotus, where is my K-Fun 3.1? It's outside. With the Lotus, you take off the collector tank on the 3.1. You take off the screw and you screw the hybrid ring right directly to the positive post, and you hybrid that on. In hybrid mode with the 3.1 attached, the Lotus is shorter than the red rod, but when it's not in hybrid mode, it's just a bit bigger. That is made out of stainless steel or whatever. I'm not too sure. I got a brief glimpse of it the other day from my friend. It looks pretty solid. The threadings are nice. It hits hard. Surprisingly, really, really hard. I'm not sure if the pins are silver plated or what, but it does hit hard, and it costs about 120 ringgit, 120 to 130. That's the current market price of it. Looking at the way the market goes, it should be a matter of time before it hits FastTech. And usually things on FastTech cost a bit cheaper than what it costs locally. Caveat, you have to wait at least 3 weeks to a month for it to ship from China. So if you don't like waiting, you can probably just get one locally. Minus the wait time, the additional 20-30 ringgit could be money well spent, especially if you're looking for a small mod that's really affordable. I will try and get that in from my friend. I probably won't buy one just to review one because I know I'm not going to hang on to it. So I'll probably try and borrow one from my buddy and do a quick review here just to let you know a bit more about the Lotus clone. Again, I'm not endorsing clones, but since it's on the market, you might as well hear about it from me here first. What else has come on the market? Let's just take a quick look at Facebook. Besides the Lotus clone, besides the Lotus clone, I'll talk about some original parts. One of the first things that I noticed after buying a Chi-Yu is this beautiful custom button from, what's the name? From Nef-i. Now Nef-i, are a Turkish outfit. They are modders, and they have created a beautiful pair of buttons in stainless steel and in brass, along with the top cap. Wait a minute, did I already talk about that? I think I already talked about that. But relating to the Nef-i switches, someone just posted on the Chi-Yu Club, Joe Harun actually, he posted on the Chi-Yu Club that there is another custom button for the Chi-Yu, and that's called the Naked Fuse. Again, not much info here on Facebook. It just says the Naked Fuse, recessed button with copper connector, made in stainless steel. Pre-orders will open soon. Price is at $55 a unit. Looking at the pictures, the Naked Fuse is very similar looking to the Nef-i, with the exception that there is no engravings on it. It's just plain. It looks polished, finished according to the tube. It doesn't look that thin, but it's a recessed button, no lock ring, no logos, nothing. For $55 a unit, you have to make a judgment call there. For an extra $10, you can get a Nef-i switch. For $55, you get a naked switch. It's nice. It's going to be a nice change to the Chi-Yu, but For $10, I'd rather have the extra engravings. That's about it, I guess. Nothing else that's that new in terms of gear that's released. What else? What else? I have transferred everything from WordPress, vapingwen.wordpress.com. Everything from there has been transferred to vapingwen.com. So the blog is now located at www.vapingwen.com. I set up a redirector on WordPress, so if your bookmarks are still locked on WordPress, don't worry, it will automatically transfer you to www.vapingwen.com. The store that used to be at www.vapingwen.com, that has been moved now to store.vapingwen.com. So don't worry about that either. Everything has been internally linked. I hope you like the new design. That's one of the benefits of moving on to my own domain. I get to try a new custom template and whatnot. It's supposed to be reactive, or what's the word? I think it's called reactive. And that means that on a big screen, you get the full layout. On a smaller screen, you get parts cut off to ensure that you get the best reading experience. So it will look different on your mobile, it will look different on your tablet, it will look different on your desktop. Please do check that out. I am starting to post a bit more there. I'm sorry if you were visiting the blog and just can't find any updates. I'll try and post more there. Besides that, I have totally gone off track. I've talked way too much for Monday. Surprisingly, Monday blues don't seem that blue anymore after re-recording this video for the second time. Remember guys, Monday blues can only get you as far down as you let it. Fight it back with a good vape, with a good attitude. Have a good week, guys. There'll be more ranting from me later on this week. But for now, I'm going to leave you with a vape. Wish you a good week ahead. Vape on, brothers.